Hi, I'm Tom Cosentino with the Garden State Wine Growers Association. I'm here in Rio Grande, New Jersey, in Cape May, as we visit Todd Wuerker, the owner and winemaker at Hawk Haven Vineyard Winery, here on the At the Vineyard Show. We are here for another edition of the At the Vineyard Show, and I'm happy to be down in Cape May with Todd Wuerker, the owner and winemaker extraordinaire at Hawk Haven Vineyard. Welcome to the At the Vineyard Show.
Thank you. Welcome to Hawk Haven.
Beautiful day here in Rio Grande. Exit, what is it, exit 4B?
It's exit 4B. It used to be 4A. They went and changed it up on us for some reason.
So 4B on the Garden State Parkway, you come into a little bit of paradise here at Hawk Haven.
Right. Down here, Cape May County. It's a beautiful area.
Now this is a family farm. You're now third generation farming this piece of property. That your grandfather came over from Germany back in, I believe it was like around 1940 that he began cultivating the land here.
Yep. My dad was born in a house right up the street, a quarter of a mile up the street in 1939. They bought the property in 1940, and so went into dairy and vegetable production, and now first generation to do the grapes in the winery.
And it's very similar to a lot of vineyards in New Jersey that did not start as vineyards. This started as a dairy farm, went into vegetable growing. Lima beans was a big crop here, and then all of a sudden, you and your brother decide in the '90s to let's start planting grapes.
That's it. So we just kind of started doing a little bit of research. All the rest of the vegetable production, there wasn't really any money left in that. So we decided that we were going to see what else was a viable crop, and grapes seemed to be something that was going to be a good thing in the area.
Now, I believe you planted your first crop in like around 1997.
97. First thing we did about 100 vines of Cabernet Sauvignon, and then we expanded that again in 99, 2000, 2001, and then we continue to expand now.
And it was roughly around like 2007 that you started bottling and really going to market.
Correct, yeah. 2007 was the first vintage that we decided to keep our reds, planning on opening in 2009. So we did reds in 2007 and then did our whites. We kept all of our whites in 2008 and then had all of our wines ready for 2009.
Now, you made a decision early on to go with vinifera.
Yes.
Big decision on your part.
Yes. So that was something that I just decided that if we were going to do this, and based off of the information that we had, that Cape May was going to be that area that could sustain vinifera-only grapes. And so when I just wanted to commit to doing that product and just doing it as well as we can possibly do it.
And Cape May has the longest growing season of any region in the state of New Jersey.
Correct. Yeah, we're down here. We're surrounded by water on three sides, and that water just moderates our temperature. It keeps our season going longer. Into the season, we can ripen some of those harder varieties like the Cabernet Sauvignons of the world and the Cabernet Franc, which we're doing exceptionally well.
Now you're making vinifera, and you're making dry style wines. You have dry Riesling, you have dry Pinot Grigio, but you've also experimented a lot in what you made.
Yeah, so we're doing a couple other labels that we have. We have what we call our Flying Press series. So we have a red, a white, and a rosé in that. Those are a little bit of sort of off-dry blends that we're putting together, just something a little bit more, easy drinking wines that people can get into. Just sitting around, doesn't have to be a serious affair every time you're having a glass of wine.
If I recall, when I had you as a guest on our New Jersey Wine Down radio show, you talked about, I think, one of the first big grapes you experimented with was Gewürztraminer.
Oh, right. In some of our single varietal wines, Gewürztraminer is something that a lot of people have never even heard about. It's a German grape that just produces this, incredibly aromatic, wonderful, crisp white wine that we've had a lot of success with.
And it's tough to grow, right?
It is tough to grow. It's really tight clusters, looks almost like a little hand grenade. And so, the pests like to get inside that and wreak havoc. But if you get in there and you maintain those vines, as best as you can possibly maintain them, then you can get a really good crop out of it.
You've also producing now Albarino,
Tempranillo. We've got Petit Syrah. Viognier. Yeah, we're just doing a lot of different things, just trying to push the envelope and see what works here. We've even started to grow Pinot Noir, just because nobody's set a precedent for what we're doing down here. California's been doing this for 200 years, and finally really got recognized 50 years ago. And you think about Europe and France and how many centuries have they been growing grapes, and so they know what works.
And I look at it as really our real birth as an industry in the state of New Jersey really was from 1981 on, after the Farm Winery Act.
Right.
When you went beyond 7 wineries in the state.
Yeah, and then from that on, everything just kind of started to expand, and it was kind of people that wanted to expand their hobby, and now it's becoming more of a business where people are more educated. We've got educated winemakers, business people, viticulturists that are coming in and really know how to get the most out of the vineyards and the most out of the wines.
And also allows you to constantly challenge yourself as a winemaker. Correct.
And so now with the information that we have, we're doing things that we would have never even thought about doing, even 8-10 years ago. So it's a wonderful thing.
How do you find it with your customer base? Where do you draw from in the state?
So we have a little different dynamic down here that we're in such a tourist destination. And so a lot of our customer base does come from North Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York regions. They're coming down here for the weekends. And so we have to do our best to attract them and get them to the winery, because we're sort of competing with the beach at that point in time. And the industry is growing, but we're getting that recognition, so people are kind of sourcing out wineries.
And I think what helps too is you have 6 wineries here, along with your vineyard.
Right.
That cluster helps to bring people down.
Yeah, I preach that all the time. Everybody's questioning whether or not they're competition. We're really just working together, and my marketing dollars with their marketing dollars, it's just going to attract more people. If they get the one winery, they're going to go to the other 5 most likely. So it's been building up down here, and so now we're Cape May is a wine destination.
And in talking to people in tourism in Cape May too, the wineries in this region have helped Cape May expand their tourism season. It went beyond from the summer into the early fall to now year round.
Absolutely, and growing up down here, I was familiar with the restaurants and the businesses would close up shop after Labor Day weekend, and that was it. Businesses were done, and there was nowhere to go, nothing to do. And so when I opened, I wanted to commit to 7 days a week, and so we started with that. And so I say it all the time. Our first winter open, we would get the phone calls every day of are you open? And then the second winter, we started getting the phone calls, and then they stopped because people just knew that we were open. And so it's really started to drive that tourist season. So originally it was just through Thanksgiving and into Christmas, and now we're getting those customers really 10 to 12 months out of the year. It's starting to build up. Even in February, it's
and that helps
really
the entire industry, the entire region.
Yeah, exactly. And so now we're seeing all those other businesses are staying open as well. So the hotels now need to stay open because there's people that are looking for rooms, and the restaurants and everything. And so it
dovetails all nicely.
Correct.
You mentioned about entertaining the crowd when they're here, and you have a number of programs that you have at Hawk Haven,
Yes.
with your Rootstock music series, and here we are on a Saturday. The crush pad will be packed in a few minutes with music and
music starts at 2 o'clock.
Food and entertainment, and you have your sangria Sundays, and I might be missing something else, but
and
your tours.
Rootstock is a big thing, and then we do the vineyard and winery tours, which are daily in summertime, and it's been a really nice thing for the customers. Every one of them comes back and says it was so informative. They learned so much about just the vineyard aspect, the region, the wine production, just keeping it very simple for people to really understand what we're doing and what goes into making wine, because it is much more complex than most people think it is.
Now, going back to the 90s when you and your brother decided to plant grapes, and did you ever think at that moment that you'd be talking about a winery that's open pretty much year-round? And
not a chance. At the time, I really just thought that it was something that we were just going to get by on the tourism that was in the area, and that we were going to make nice wine, but I really never expected it to grow to what it was.
Now, does your brother still assist you or work with you? On
Not currently. He still lives locally, but he's doing another profession at the moment.
Yeah. But but you do have your family now involved with your wife, Kenna.
Yes.
Who handles the business end of
Yeah, she does
Hawk
all the
Haven.
important aspects of things and keeping the business operational. I get the glamorous jobs and the winemaking.
She's
and
the functional one.
Exactly. She's the one we can't live without.
Right. Now, when you look back and you look to the present day, are there anything that you say to yourself, boy, I never thought I'd get beyond that obstacle, to get here?
There's so many things, and just the expansion and where we're at. I kind of lose sight of some of those things, and it's just family, and just get an understanding of what we're doing, because it is family land, and we have 100 acres here that we're growing into. And
now you have 100 acres of land, but you're growing about
into,
like what,
yes,
17
right
to 20
now,
acres?
yeah, exactly. And so the demand is just increasing every single year, and so we're constantly adding more vines to the vineyard.
Is that dictated by the response the public is giving you with certain wines, where you make a decision? Look, I need to now plant more.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Pinot.
Yeah, some of it is based on just my just desire to experiment with things and challenge what's going on down here. Other parts of it are that we're just the demand. We need more Cabernet Franc, we need more Malbec, Merlot, Chardonnay. We need to plant more of that because of the demand for what we're producing, the quality of the wines, and what people are buying.
You just mentioned two grapes that your Cab Franc last year was the Governor's Cup winner for best vinifera wine in the state of New Jersey.
Very proud to have gotten that award.
And then your Malbec now. You're doing something that a lot of other wineries in the state wish they could do, is try Malbec.
Right, and one thing that we talk about again, Cape May down here with that long growing season, Malbec just is working down here, and so it's producing. It's wonderfully intense, deep, red wine, and it's something again. Cab Franc was another one where I expected it to be a blending grape. Usually it goes into your Bordeaux blend, and it's just a fraction, 5%, 10% of the wine. And now we're seeing it can stand alone, and it can just be a quality wine all by itself. And so it's worked really well for us.
Well, Todd, I want to thank you for joining us on the At the Vineyard show. Wish you continued success. And remember the public that Hawk Haven Vineyard's open 7 days a week from 11 to 7 p.m. Come out and take a tour on a daily basis during the summer and enjoy yourself here, and have fun on the crush pad at Hawk Haven Vineyard. And I want to encourage everyone who watches the At the Vineyard show to become a New Jersey wine ambassador. Drink New Jersey wine, serve it at events, and come and see us at the Vineyard. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.